Hey, what's up? JM here, and I want to talk briefly, and I promise this time it will be briefly, about two different workout methods that you can use to help accelerate and help blast your fat right off your body. The first one is your strength training. This is highly important when you're doing a fat loss program. Anytime that you're trying to cut fat off your body, when you're dieting specifically to burn fat quickly, you really need to have a strength training aspect to it, because you need to protect your lean muscle mass. You need to keep building your lean muscle mass. Sorry about that. And that's going to allow you to burn more fat. You know, your fat burning is directly related to the amount of lean muscle mass that you have on your body. So if you're losing your lean muscle mass as you're losing fat, then you're going to be burning less and less fat over time. If you're, with the opposite of that is that if you are building your lean muscle mass as you're burning fat off your body, you're going to be burning more and more and more fat. So whatever quick results you're seeing at the beginning that you're liking, the more muscle mass you're adding, the more lean muscle mass that you're building during that time, the more you're going to see those results accelerated as you go on. So it's very important. You can do it with bands or with weights, although with strength training it tends to be easier to do with weights, just because you can keep track of it easier, knowing exactly how much weight you're adding. So if if you're going to try to add 5% on a given day, then you can do that. But you can do it with bands as well if you don't care as much about the exact numbers, and you just listen to, you're following what your body's telling you. This is a lot heavier than last time, or whatever. So definitely keep a strength training circuit in your workout. It's very important for rapid fat loss. The other thing that I want to talk about is fast twitch muscle fibers and exercises that target those. I've been using those for a long time, going back to when I was in high school, and I could almost dunk. I'm 6'2". I could almost dunk, but not quite. And so I started looking at jump programs, and I started doing plyometric training for my lower body, core training, stuff like that. And I was working fast twitch muscles the whole time. I didn't really know it at the time. That I didn't know much about it. I just knew that it worked. It increased my vertical quite a bit, and I got to where I could dunk one-handed, two-handed, no problem. And I continued to work on those throughout the next several years. But then when I was in the military and studying to become a personal trainer, and also to do the fitness enhancement program in the Navy, when I was studying for that stuff, I started running across fast twitch muscles again and talking about the science behind them. And basically these are muscles that you're using when you're not thinking about it, that are fast, explosive. They burn out quickly, but they can handle a massive load for that short period of time. They have intense power, but it burns out really quickly. So it's like the opposite of the type of muscles that you're using when you're doing jogging or something slow burn cardio. But these type of muscles are large. They use a lot of muscle in a short period of time, so you're burning massive calories. They create a nice oxygen deficit, so you continue to burn calories long after you finish your exercise. They burn out quickly, so you don't have to spend a lot of time doing these. You just hit them really hard, bam, bam, bam. You just go through it, and in just a few minutes, you can get the type of calorie burn, and you can get the type of lean muscle, blood pump to your lean muscles, that it would take you much longer to get. And you're working out these fast twitch, so they're incredibly functional. These are the muscles that when you're not thinking about them, your body's going to be using. When you try to sprint, you're not thinking, okay, push with this muscle, and then push with this muscle, and then I'm going to fire off with this muscle at the end of my sprint. No, you're just running, and often, when people are sprinting, you're sprinting for a purpose. You're racing, or you're running after something, or away from something. And you're just looking at what that goal is, and how quickly you can get to that goal. And so the last thing you need to be thinking about is the muscles. And if your muscles have learned, if they've been built strong, your fast twitch muscles, to fire off well, fire off powerfully, and fire off in the proper sequence and with the proper intervals between each one, then you're just going to have a much more smooth, fluid motion, and you're going to put out much more power than somebody who doesn't train on their fast twitch muscles. So it's a very important thing, I think, for any workout, and I like to do them throughout the day. And I'm going to put up another video after this that goes through a short, this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, short, really intense, fast twitch muscle burnout exercises. And there are several different ways to do this, but I will get into that in the next video. So stay tuned, check out the next video, and I'll show you the actual workouts as well, the full the routine. It's just going to be 4 quick exercises, just knocking them out, get them done. You can do short micro sets several times throughout the day to boost your metabolism, burn some calories, create an oxygen deficit. You can also do this, you can even make it longer, you can you can stretch it out and do it as a high intensity interval type of setup. You can, just play with it, do what you want. I tend to do it several times a day. There's just short little bursts. This morning I did a longer version of it before I did my strength training in the afternoon. So anyway, yeah, check out the next video. I think you're going to like it. So.